Tommy Vercetti.
Tommy Vercetti? Shit.
Is the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Born in Portland, Liberty City in 1951, of Italian and American nationality. His father worked in a printing shop, and as a child, Tommy used to clean the rollers with him.
Yeah, my old man used to work on these. I used to spend the evenings with him cleaning the rollers. I was gonna follow him in his trade, but I lived a different life.
Tommy didn't have the best relationship with his mother, while he's been living a life of crime for 20 years and hijacking cars. In his childhood, Tommy befriended his future employee, Sonny Finelli.
Tell me you still got the money. That was my money, Tommy! My money!
Sometime prior to 1971 and around Tommy's late teens, he joined the crime family, the Forellis, one of the main three mafia families in Liberty City, and the most powerful one at that time.
Tommy, it's been too long.
He continued to work with the family, making his way up the ranks and becoming a made man by the time he was 20 years old. In 1971, Sonny, the head of the family, set Tommy to kill a man in Harwood. During the hit, Tommy was ambushed by a group of gang members. It was speculated that Sonny himself orchestrated the ambush, though this was never confirmed. Tommy survived after killing all the men, but was arrested and convicted of 11 counts of murder.
What was it, 10? No, 11 men. That's how you get to be called the Harwood Butcher.
Tommy remained in prison for 15 years. He was nicknamed the Harwood Butcher.
15 years.
Seems like only yesterday.
In 1987, Tommy is released from prison after Sonny pulls some strings.
I guess that's a perspective thing.
Hey, doing time for the family is no piece of cake, but the family looks after its own, okay?
Fearing that Tommy is too well known in Liberty City and also wanting to expand into the drugs trade in the South, Sonny sends Tommy to Vice City. Tommy flies to Vice City along with Harry and Lee, meeting Ken Rosenberg at the airport, before immediately driving to a drug deal at the dock.
To the suppliers, and they are very keen to start a business relationship. So. Okay, that's them in the chopper. All right, here's the deal. They want a straight exchange on open ground. All right? Okay, stay tight, let's go.
The drug deal turns into an ambush, and Harry and Lee and one of the drug dealers are killed by the other group members. Only Tommy, Ken, and the other drug dealer escape the attack.
Oh, shit!
Tommy informs Sonny of the ambush and is reminded that Sonny is not a man to be screwed with.
So how'd the deal go down? You sitting on some white gold?
Look, Sonny, we were set up. The deal was an ambush. Harry and Lee are dead.
You better be kidding me, Tommy! Tell me you still got the money.
Sonny makes it clear he wants his money and his drugs back. Tommy now works for Ken, starting riots and etc. crimes.
Go to law school for this. Okay, now what the hell are we gonna do?
Shut up, sit down, relax. I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
While working for Ken, Tommy meets Lance Vance, the other dealer, who speaks revenge for his brothers who were killed during the initial drug deal.
Real chatty.
You want some too?
Hey, chill. I want what you want, brother.
Oh yeah? And what's that?
Your green and my dead brother's white lady.
Tommy also works for Juan Cortez, orchestrating drug deals, who begins to look into the ambush for Tommy.
And the chatty trio, that sleeping sweat gland is Papa's right-hand gimp, Gonzalez.
And kill Gonzalez, who had talked about the deal.
A mutual problem appears to have been the loose tongue of a man I used to trust. I've been carrying Gonzalez for years, but now his incompetence reaches new heights.
But you're squealing. No one cares, Fatso.
Meanwhile, Cortez has Tommy steal missionary technology
I
chips.
need you to meet a courier who has obtained some valuable technology for me.
Cortez believed that Ricardo Diaz was responsible for the ambush. He asks Tommy to act as protection for Diaz in the deal with the Cubans.
You must be Cortez's new gun.
Till more gainful opportunities arise.
Diaz sees the potential in Tommy and Lance,
These idiots, they're always trying to screw you. That's the problem with this business.
hires them to kill gang members who are stealing his money, and steal the fastest boat in the city in order to purchase drugs from a dealer on a
You
boat.
want the fastest boat on the East Coast?
Not offhand, no.
Me! And I want it to stay that way.
Lance eventually attempts to kill Diaz for the death of his brothers, but is captured by Diaz's men.
Diaz, the Bugelmeister, he's got your boy Lugs. Word is you mate tried to jump him, didn't jump high enough, if you know what I mean.
Where did he take them?
All right.
In plain English.
Keep your party on. They got him across town to the junkyard.
Though he is later freed by Tommy, the two of these people go on to take revenge.
Planning blown to shit. Thanks to you. You screwed up real good, Lance.
He killed my brother. What do you expect me to do, mow his lawns?
My beautiful house! Look what you done to it!
This is for my brother!
I trusted you, Tommy. I would have had you made.
Say goodnight, Mr. Diaz.
The death of Ricardo Diaz brings a change to Vice City, allowing Tommy and Lance to step in and continue the crime ring established by Diaz. Tommy, however, begins to look beyond the protection rackets established by Diaz and purchases a number of businesses around the city. The Malibu Club, the Cherry Popper Ice Cream Factory, a front for the drug running business, Sunshine Autos, Interglobe Films, and the Print Works. After purchasing each business, Tommy helps establish their influence in the city. Tommy begins to work for a number of small-time criminals in the city, including the Cuban leader and the Haitian leader, helping both sides attack the other. He also works for Avery, a real estate businessman, Phil, who runs his own gun business, and Mr. Black's hitman business, Mitch Baker's bike gang, and Kent Paul's management of Love Fist. Tommy also goes on to help Juan Cortez escape the city when the GIGN assault his yacht for the missile technology.
Get my merchandise out of the country.
Need another gun?
You, my friend, are worth 10 guns.
Sonny, growing relentless and impatient, eventually sends for some of his men to collect some of the money from Tommy's business. Tommy kills the collectors, although in time to save Kelly, the foreman of the print work, from being injured.
Okay, what's the emergency?
Who? Tommy. Some mub thugs said they'd come to take their cut. Said it was a Mr. Farello's money. Oh, I feel like crap.
Tommy decides to give Sonny fake money printed at the print
See the
work.
business today.
They took longer than I thought. Guys, we gotta make this final. We gotta leave no doubt that this is my operation. Mine! Ken, you get the first run of counterfeit cash and put 20 mil in briefcases.
Tommy meets Sonny in person at his estate to give him the counterfeit cash.
Why? No big hugs for your old buddy.
I've had 15 years out of the loop. I'm a bit rusty on family etiquette.
Oh, he's
Sonny informs him that Lance was sided with him, betraying Tommy.
But at least someone in your chicken shit organization knows how to do business. Isn't that right, Lance?
Sorry, Tommy. This is Vice City. This is business.
You took 15 years from me, Sonny, and now I'm gonna make you pay.
You still don't get it, do you? I own you, Tommy. Those 15 years were mine to spend.
A gun battle ensues, with Tommy killing both Lance and Sonny. Following the deaths of Lance and Sonny, Tommy and Ken, with no one left to oppose them, become the most powerful men in Vice City.
Oh my God, Tommy, what happened?
What does it look like?
It looks like you ruined your suit, and Tommy, that was a beautiful suit. Tommy, what on earth happened?
Had a disagreement with a business associate. You know how it is.
Tommy, I have a disagreement. I send them an angry letter, maybe up your mailbox. I don't start World War III. You know, maybe you should speak to my shrink.
That stupid prick Lance.
Tommy, I never liked that guy, okay? He's neurotic, he's insecure, he's self-centered. The guy's an asshole. I'm glad you took him out.
I don't think we're gonna be getting any more heat from up north either. Because there ain't no up north anymore. It's all down south now.
Wait, does that mean what I think it means? Tommy, baby!
What do you think it means?
That we're in charge. I mean that you're in charge. Oh, Tommy!
You know, Ken, I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful business relationship. After all, you're a conniving, backstabbing two-bit thief, and I'm a convicted psychotic killer and drug dealer.
I know. Ain't it just beautiful?
So, after this, Tommy continues to run his criminal world in the Vice City after 1986. During that time, Tommy's relationship with Ken becomes increasingly strained due to Ken's cocaine addiction. Tommy eventually got Ken into rehab at the Fort Carson Medical Center in Fort Carson, San Andreas, although Ken completed rehab and got clean for his addiction by 1992. Tommy refused to speak to him following this and eventually cut all ties. Tommy is mentioned by Ken at the meat business in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, leading Carl Johnson to question, who the fuck is Tommy?
So exciting, Tommy, it's like old times. Who the fuck is Tom?
Rosenberg also calls Vercetti, during the introduction video, of a aforementioned game, Tommy's Sacred Answers, and tells Ken that Tommy is not taking his calls.
Oh, really? You told him I called? Look, I made that ingrate, and now he won't take my calls? Just put him on the phone right now! Hello? Hello?
Tommy's also mentioned on Ken Paul's website in 2002, under the list of social problems of the 1980s, saying, "See Tommy, I didn't mention your name nowhere. Maybe you won't get us killed now, okay?" Tommy is both intelligent but temperamental. He is easily angered and quick to resort to violence. He does not hesitate to kill, though many of his victims are trying to kill Tommy, so it's understandable, or have done something that guaranteed their deaths. However, Tommy often shows and cares towards characters like Mercedes Cortez, and especially Ernest Kelly, viewing Kelly as a father figure due to his father working in the print works, and showing anger and concern when Kelly is injured by Sonny's hitman.
I feel like crap.
Forelli? Sonny Forelli?
Yeah, that's the guy. I think. They were very insistent.
I'm not angry with you. Get him to the hospital.
Tommy, rip that guy a new asshole for me.
I'm gonna rip him too!
He also appears to have a distaste for the government and any army, police, as he characterizes the events of the Vietnam War as ugly business. When Mitch Baker tells him about how he was betrayed by his own country, he tends to comment about the country's military and police force when cops are after him during free roam in Vice City. Tommy believes in the Mafia code and the sense of honor amongst thieves. However, if you cross him, he will go to any lengths to get even with you. Tommy prefers to perform his own work rather than delegate the tasks about. He usually puts his plans in motion personally. He also personally gets involved in things that aren't going well. For example, in opening cutscene of Bar Brawl, he is irritated by Lance's lazy attitude towards the bar, refusing to pay protection money, and immediately goes out to settle this himself.
I can handle it. You call this handling it? You two, off your asses.
Let's go.
Despite his hot temper, Tommy tends to be loyal and trusting, especially towards those who feel he's helped achieve his goal. He went back to work for Sonny after being released from prison, even though he strongly suspected that Sonny set him up. Another example is Ken Rosenberg, who Tommy chose to let live following his drug problems, because of his help and setting up Tommy's empire. However, the best example is Lance Vance. As though Lance was incompetent and his attitude became across negative, Tommy still viewed and attempted to treat Lance as an equal partner, even letting him on counterfeiting setup at the Vice City print works. When he busted Lance over the phone once, Tommy stated he's doing so because Lance screwed up. If Tommy ever messed up, he'd consider it with Lance's full rights to take it out on him. Tommy was shocked at Lance's betrayal, automatically assuming that Lance was selling out the entire organisation. And Tommy took that personally. Tommy, for a raging lunatic, you're pretty naive.
Sold us out.
No, I sold you out, Tommy. I sold you out.
Which led Ernest Kelly to quote, "Tommy, for a raging lunatic, you're pretty naive." His ability to be selfish and work on his own personal goals before others is seen very clear. For example, Tommy would prefer to partake in jobs to pursue his own interests. An instance of such behaviour is shown in a cutscene while talking to Cortez.
This isn't getting me any closer to my money.
Tommy.
Despite Cortez having employed Tommy and paid him generously thus far, and got him in contact with Diaz, Vice City's most powerful drug dealer, Tommy was impatient, showing a desire for power and greed. Only when Cortez tells Tommy that he has a chance to gain from the jobs, Tommy decides to do it. Additionally, another example is how Tommy treated Lance. He tended to shrug Lance off, but he treated him like a brother, and still he learned his lesson in the end.
Tommy, we gotta talk about stuff.
What's the problem, Lance?
It's you, my friend. I feel you're not giving me a fair slice. And more than that, you've been embarrassing me in front of the boys. I can't have that.
Lance, it ain't like that. You've been making mistakes.
Tommy, I'm not your message boy. I'm not your running boy.
Lance, don't screw up and we won't have any problems. I screw up, you can lay into me anytime.
Tommy, I done everything for you. You treat me like a fool. Don't do that.
Lance, I won't rip you off or stab you in the back, okay? Just take it easy. This is tough enough without you getting all emotional on me. Trust me. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you, Tommy, but I can't take this much more.
Lance, don't be like this. Now I'm warning you. Do you hear me? Just relax. Take a few days off, okay? I'll talk to you.
Despite Ken having assisted in building the Tommy gang, Tommy chose to abandon Rosenberg after being disbarred from the law and due to his cocaine addiction, despite Ken having completed his rehab treatment at mentioned above. Tommy chose to cut all ties rather than to least find the man who stood by him when his closest friends had betrayed him. Tommy, an Italian-American, is portrayed with tall, swaggery and a handsome appearance. Combined dark brown and almost black hair, brown eyes and a 5 o'clock shadow. He first appears wearing a light blue-green Hawaiian shirt with dark blue palm trees printed on it, a pearl necklace, silver chain necklace in the definitive edition, a gold watch around his left hand, stone-washed blue jeans and white sneakers. He has also other outfits and his appearance can be completely changed through player skin setup, a new feature for Grand Theft Auto Vice City, allowing players to create custom textures for the default player model and apply them to the game. Tommy shows many common characteristics with Tommy Montoya, a drug lord from the film Scarface. The two both end up in exile, both arrive in the city wearing Hawaiian shirts, both rise to power in Miami using great amounts of violence, both build an empire in a large mansion, both have the short tempers and prone to violence, both work as contract killers, and both killed their collaborators and took their ex-boss's empire. The interior of Tommy's estate is even modelled after Scarface's mansion. There are however key differences, mostly notable that Tommy did not become addicted to his own narcotics, and that Tommy survived the shootout in his mansion, as opposed to Tony, who was killed. And Tony is of Cuban descendants, where Tommy is of Italian descent. However, Al Capone, who played the role in Scarface, is Italian descendant. Tommy also bears some resemblance to Mr. Blonde, a real name Vic Vega, from the 1992 film Reservoir Dogs, played by Mitchell Madsen, who also voiced Tony Cucino of Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories in Grand Theft Auto 3. The film sees Mr. Blonde released from prison for doing his time for his crime family, as Tommy did with the Harwood incident. Tommy later performs contract killing for a Mr. Black, whilst he is referred to a Mr. Teal, as Mr. Black believed Tommy to be a deceased Lee Teal. He also has some resemblance to his own voice actor. If you enjoyed this video or you want to see more of this, do let me know in the comments below.